this was the original creation, as Dr. Burroughs has done a great job of unearthing for us and compiling for us. This is the creation of white men responding at a time when the world was rising up and they wanted to offer up a character that made them comfortable. And remember, going to, even delving into some of these other topics we've been dealing with lately, if you go back into the history of the Jews that created Hollywood and the Jews that created comics, just like the Marvel Black Panther character, a lot of it was about hiding because they were running from the Nazis and the pogroms and the Europeans, hiding and only revealing yourself in certain moments to save certain people, ultimately to protect your own kingdom and your own world. Because remember, none of those superheroes ended oppression. None of those superheroes ended slavery and apartheid and all that other kind of stuff, even in the comics, is what I'm saying. And we see the same thing happening here. So, yeah, there would be room if we had time and if we had an appropriate moment for the nuance of raising some of those same questions for Namor and his people. It's that same kind of thing, like empires rise up out of all these groups and exploit and oppress them, or only work for a very small amount of the overall collective. Okay, but in this moment where you have white folks with the long history of enslavement and colonization and wiping out indigenous people, and then using those groups to play off of each other to accumulate all the wealth. The idea that you would have Wakanda go to war against these indigenous people, and where Sirius is standing over this man, and at least I was, boy, I tell you, boy, I knew they weren't going to kill him, but they did enough. Like, how are you going to stand over and threaten this man who's been alive for thousands of years in defense of his people, who had escaped fleeing the same people that had enslaved all of the rest of your continent while you hid and let it happen. And now you want to come out and go to war with him and his people? And why? Because you snitched. You snitched and went to the master. That's why I keep telling you, don't play these melanin games. It's not always the darker the berry, the radical, more radical the politics. He told you, I didn't capture your child. She was a guest. She wanted to come see me and my people. So I made her the first person to ever see us. And then I came to you when you tricked me to come out the water. And I told you, if even one of you comes in my community, if you even snitch, if you do anything, I'm going to come for you. So when he did, you can't look at him like some evil conqueror. You damn right he killed the queen. And you damn right he stood there and said, mourn your loss, bury your dead, and then get on the right team or I'm coming back. Whoa, whoa. You damn right. You damn right. Because you just threatened all of us by snitching for the white man that you end up saving at the end of the movie again. No, not more. No love, baby. I got no love. Oh my God. And then I'm sitting there, and what I told my daughters on the way out is I said, look, to truly appreciate how upset I am, you would have to become even a better student of this history than I am. Because if you look at the radical histories of Black and Brown unity, of indigenous and African struggle, I'm not trying to paint some rosy picture. I know we're not always not everybody's always on the same team. But the point is, again, which stories are being told and when and why and by whom and for whose benefit. And all of those histories, I said, this is the most anti-Bandung propaganda I've ever seen. When white folks were shook at what Namor was saying. Get with me. We don't need to be enemies. What are we doing? They did this to us. Let's unite. And then they bring Killmonger back to kill him again. And he would to use him as the savage, unthinking, immature revolutionary. All of that is a stand-in for all of those politics, all of that messaging. so that they could kill him again, and the idea of anti-colonial, pan-African, non-aligned movement struggle. This movie is this is I don't even care how good, or I don't even know if it's good or not. I don't even care. I was so blown by how I thought this was going to happen, but when I saw the way they would, I just wasn't ready. I was like, man, nah, nah more, nah more.